Yo, this your boy Top Shelf News, and today I got another banger for you. So today we talking about DDG and his baby mama, Hailey Balle. You did what I'm saying. So let's get into their situation. So apparently they've been going through some kind of domestic situation. I guess he been cheating, she been cheating, everybody been cheating, everybody mad. So now it's been a situation where the courts done got involved, and yeah, like it's done got real messy. So let's get into when Hailey Bailey first filed the order for the restraining.
Now to the Little Mermaid star Halle Bailey, who was granted a restraining order against her ex DDG. Photographic evidence show her with a bruised arm and chipped tooth.
How's it feel, mom and dad, to be out?
Good, we're so excited.
It's amazing.
The couple's 2-year relationship ended last year. Halle accuses the rapper of being physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive, sometimes in front of their almost 17-month-old son. She claims DDG was violent in January when he took Halo for visitation. Quote, "At one point, Daryl was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I then stopped fighting back." There's been no comment from DDG, and a court hearing has been set for June 6th.
I get so protective. I'm like, this is my baby.
Yeah, so y'all just seen what that was about. All that done transpired between like the middle to the end of March when she filed the the motion for the restraining order. It was actually granted, and then DDG filed his own motion after the fact. So let's get into that.
He has filed a emergency motion to stop Halle Bailey from taking their infant son out of the country. She's claiming she poses an imminent emotional and psychological risk to the child. The rapper claims and files documents Wednesday morning asking for emergency hearing because he says Halle has made plans to fly with their son, Halo, to Italy on Saturday. DDG says the court shouldn't allow this because Halle isn't mentally healthy enough to care for herself or the child. And he worries what she might do if she leaves the court's jurisdiction. DDG provides examples of the alleged conduct he thinks is troubling, claiming Halle once took his gun and left the house without telling him where she was going. DDG alleges he ultimately found her outside just holding a weapon. He says she was pregnant when the incident went down. He says Halle once tried to have an abortion behind his back, but says she ultimately changed her mind and decided not to go through with it. On another occasion, 2 months after Halo was born, DDG claims Halle sent a series of alarming text messages threatening to kill herself and suggesting that their infant son, Halo, might also be harmed. As you know, DDG has been accused of abusive behavior in the past by her, including once where her face was allegedly slammed into a steering wheel and she received a chipped tooth. But DDG is telling a different story of the events, claiming he came to pick up Halo for his custodial time. Halle jumped into the backseat when he did, demanded they come up with a formal co-parenting schedule. He alleges she became so agitated she started jumping from the backseat to hit him. Again, her momentum carried her forward and she smacked her own teeth into the steering wheel. In fact, DDG says he was the one on the receiving end of the abuse by Halle, including photos of a large cut on his hand, which he said Bailey caused. DDG is asking the judge to block Hailey from taking Halo to Italy. He also wants sole legal and physical custody of their son. If not granted sole custody, then he wants all the custodial exchanges facilitated by a third party. We reached out to Halle for word or comment. So far, no comment.
You just heard about the situation that happened when DDG filed his own motion because Hailey Bailey was alleged to want to fly out of the country with his son, and he wasn't really having it because he's put in his motion that she's had a lot of, psychotic situations where she was about to commit suicide. She had grabbed their son, jumped in the car, grabbed his gun, and just left and said she was going to kill herself. So he said, like, nah, she ain't really in a state of mind to be just going anywhere with my son at the end of the day. And like, I think the court need to reconsider what's been adjudicated with the judgment. So that's that type of situation. So now let's get into why I think the judge really went on her side, because like a few days before he just made his judgment, DDG and his brother got into an altercation with some random fans at an event that he was at. So, I mean, on one side, I look at it like, yeah, you was doing too much. You shouldn't have been doing all that. You're a public figure. But on the other side, I look at it like that man stressed out. You know, his baby mama doing all this with his kid, and he really in his feelings about it and don't know really how to move and how to act. You know, he's in his feelings right now. And so I think that's why he's kind of acting out. So let's get into the video of what the altercation was about with him and his brother got into it with the fan.
Calm down. Calm down with that too garbage shit. Calm down. One picture real quick. Come on, check it. Can I get you the picture real quick? Yes, sir. Hold this real quick. We got going. Somebody hold it. It takes hold it. What you say? What we got going? What you say? Doodle garbage. Like,
No record, no record, no record, no record, no record. No, that's my brother, nigga. Watch out. Not good.
Where's that going?
Man, that nigga need. Bro, you just seen us get in a fight, bro.
So him and his brother was at an event. Apparently, a fan said the wrong thing or bumped into him or whatever the case may be, and he reacted a certain way, and he got into the altercation. His brother tried to help him out. But the thing is, I think he was just really, under a lot of pressure. He done got into it with his baby mama, and he's really stressing about that situation. So he's kind of acting out right now. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's really the situation at hand. So now we're going to get into the motion that he filed. So it says, the court battle between DDG and Hailey Balle has just escalated further. A judge has officially denied the Michigan rapper a restraining order against Hailey, despite him claiming that she is mentally unstable, stalking him, and attempting to fly with their child without informing him. Yeah, he was just basically denied his restraining order to prevent her from leaving the country with her son and all those type of things, because his order was granted. He's actually, been served and actually being restrained from being in contact with her. And being in contact with her is being in contact with his child. So he can't see his child anymore right now because her restraining order being granted. So he was trying to, kind of pull a fast one and get a restraining order on her so it can limit what she can do, but it was denied. It was denied, as you can see. So, yeah, at this point, the DDG and Hailey Balle situation has gotten real messy, and we're going to stay tuned and see how it plays out. Top Shelf News. Like, share, subscribe, and we out.